Um, the increase in the price of jet fuel is due to a sharp decrease over the past year in the supply of jet fuel available relative to demand. So what this is saying is that there was an increase in jet fuel, and they're explaining it by saying that we had a smaller amount of the fuel than relative to how many people wanted the fuel. So they're saying that there was an increase in price, and that's why, because it was in such high demand and we had such a small supply, that's why there was an increase in the price. Nonetheless, the amount of jet fuel available for sale is larger today than it was last year. So they're saying despite that, we have more fuel today than we had last year, even with the fact that there was an increase in the price of jet fuel.
Excellent. And so here, before I read these and get confused, I start thinking, it's almost, I picked some questions that are kind of paradoxy since we're going to go paradox later. It kind of sounds like a paradox for a second, right? It's like, how can these both be true? And we have to almost solve it. How can so before I read the answer choices, I'm thinking, what must be true if we actually have more gas? So we have more gas than we used to have, but the prices is still going up. What had to be true? Adriana?
The demand is down?
The demand is, okay, so if the demand is down, would that make sense? Like when the demand for
no, up. It's up.
Yes. Supply and demand. Excellent. The demand had to be up, right? Okay, so what answers were we debating between here?
All of them.
All of them? Okay.
Yeah.
So, okay, I like that you say that, Tally, because when people look really stirred, I'm like, oh, maybe they're bored and they're not getting anything. So that's good to know. So, E, the supply of petroleum available for jet fuel has decreased over the past year. So what we're saying is the supply of petroleum. Do we care about petroleum specifically? All we know is that the gas is up. So cool, petroleum's down, but overarching, gas is up. That can't be it. D says the cost of refining petroleum for jet fuel has increased over the past year. So this is saying that the cost of this, whatever this refining is, has gone up. Does that have to be true based on what we know?
No, this is like saying that, right, that like one factor of jet fuel going up is making one factor of going up, which isn't necessarily true, right?
Yeah, it could be true, but it doesn't, it can't be drawn. We're bringing in this new, like, do we even mention petroleum in our, I'd be very hesitant to pick an answer that brings in a new topic that isn't even mentioned in the stimulus. All right, C says the number of jet airline flights has decreased over the past year. Did you pick this one, Adriana? No,
No, I did not pick that one for sure.
Why is this one wrong, Corey?
Because the demand is up.
No, the the demand is up. So this is saying that the number of flights decreased. So that doesn't help us. If the flights were decreasing, I would think the price of gas would be less. So that's silly. And then Malika, what did you say? How did you choose between B and A?
Well, I went with A because A is talking about how the demand has increased over the past year, and that's all we know. We don't know about fuel efficiency in jet engines. That would be like bringing outside information in.
Yeah, and if we think about it even logically, if the fuel efficiency of jet engines increased, would we be using more or less gas? Less. So honestly, it's the complete opposite of what we need anyways. And so one way to get faster at these is by getting better at knowing why wrong answer choices are wrong. And you can kind of see, like, if you're debating between them, if you can get good at picking out, oh, nope, you save yourself a lot of brain power as well.